Hello, my name is Holly and I am an accent and pronunciation coach. Now, I thought I'd make this little video because when I tell people that I'm an accent coach, if you're not an actor or a performer, usually the response is something like, "What's that?" So, you teach people what exactly? How to talk? And then they have a lot of different questions. So I thought this would be a really easy and quick way to answer some of those very common questions that I get. And then if you would like any more information, you can please send me an email at hollydialect@gmail.com. And you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram at hollydialects. So here are some of the most common questions that I get asked. An accent coach is someone who can help or teach you how to speak with a different accent. Usually, this is work with actors or performers. For example, if you're from the United States and you've got a job in a film and you need to sound like you come from London, I can help you learn how to do that. And the other group that I work with a lot are people who are in business or public speaking, or who are just enthusiastic about changing the way that they speak for whatever personal reason they have. This is definitely the most common question that I get, and the answer is no, it is not. Listen and repeat. I think people have this idea from accent CDs and recordings where it's like, listen to the following words: bath, and then you say bath, better, and you say better, Um, that's not it at all. So I look at every aspect of the accent, and that includes the muscles of your mouth and how they're moving. That includes the sounds that you make when you think. Have you noticed how different people from different areas, when they're thinking, they might say or they have different sounds they make. That includes rhythm, intonation, cultural influences. How you hear sounds will change after doing this work because you'll start listening for these slight nuances and hear things in a different way. The classes are really all encompassing. It is not just listen and repeat. I have been doing this for 14 years. I started when I was just 17 and I've loved it since day one. There isn't a huge difference at all between accent coach and dialect coach. Depending on the region you are in the world, typically they use one term or the other. There is a technical difference between an accent and a dialect, which is that an accent is just involving the articulation muscles, so the way that you say something. Whereas if you talk about a dialect, that can involve using different slang or different grammar. So things like if you don't say, "I'm not going," instead you say, "I ain't going," that would be a dialect difference as well as an accent difference. Pronunciation teachers are people who specialize in teaching English sounds to people who are non-native English speakers. So I do that as well, but these people typically don't tend to change accents. So they will teach American pronunciation and only standard American, or they'll teach, RP, BBC English, if you will, British pronunciation, but they don't tend to change their own accent or teach a variety of different ways of speaking. And this is the second most common question that I get asked. Unfortunately, there's no easy, straightforward answer to this question. It depends very much on each person and on each situation. If you are learning an accent to say 5 lines in a play, that's very different than learning an accent to be able to improvise with that accent or give a speech or answer questions. It totally depends on each individual case, on the starting accent, on the goal accent, and on how much you work and you practice. And whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. It's like anything else in life. In my opinion, no one should try to sound like a native English speaker unless you have really strong personal or professional reasons why you want to do so. I work with a lot of people who want to improve their pronunciation, that other people maybe have difficulties understanding them because they can't physically pronounce some of the English sounds. And that's great, but that is not the same as working with someone to completely remove all trace of their native language in their speech. There are situations where I totally understand it and I'm happy to help you. You know, I have one client who's a French girl and she's an actress, and of course, everything she does is the French girl. And she's working to change her speech a little bit just to broaden her, her options for casting and characters. So I do think it's possible. I am able to help you if that's what you want to do, but I would never encourage someone to do that unless you have really strong reasons to do so, because your accent is what makes it's part of you, and that's great and it's lovely. And don't change it if you don't have to. That's it for now. So if you have any more questions, as I said before, please feel free to contact me. I will put the contact details below this video as well for you, or above, depending where it is. And I'll look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care. Bye.